Hello and welcome, my name's Toby, and as you can see the French League looks a little different to what it does in real life. It's many years past what it is in reality, and, well, Lille is in a much worse shape than they once were. In reality, they're fresh off of their best finish in a long time, and are at the top of the nation. But here, they've fallen quite far. They're just off of the back of a relegation playoff against Paris FC, and they are officially down into the second division. And so, with that stark difference between the reality and what is in this world in 2046, I think it's only fair to try to get them back to where they once were, win the league, and hopefully do better. I'm excited for this, because this is my first full save in the beta for Football Manager 2022, and I'm a big fan of the series, and excited to see what happens here. I just got to get myself familiar with the players, and we'll see where we can go from there. I think it'll be an interesting one. It took far too long to get this far in the save. I might even be able to get up some fun little facts of the past. I know that there's a few strange things. I'm sure some of those are obvious here. That's not the team that should be at the top of the French league. Paris hasn't won a league in over a decade at this point. It's been Stade Brestois and Monaco basically the whole way, and that's very strange. That's how it goes in the future, apparently. And then there's a few other oddities, but we can get to those later. And I think the most important thing is to get familiar with the team and see what I can do with this squad that we have. I'm not quite sure why they've invited me to this. I've been a manager for one day, and they've decided to ask me to vote in this. I'm not sure I'm qualified, to be honest. I'm not sure I'll know half the names. Okay. What's he doing there? How'd he end up in France? What on earth is Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain doing managing Monaco? Alright. Are these all real people? No, he is very much not a real person. Oh lord. I've noticed this with the regens in this game, is they're terrifying. Honestly, they're probably the best they've been, but they are terrifying. So, yeah, that is intimidating. Don't want to go up again. In fact, I'm too afraid of him. I think I have to just to not be. I feel like if I don't vote for him, he might come for me in the middle of the night. So he gets my top vote. We'll do it that way. Okay. They did not need to ask me that question. They've given me their vision for me, and I don't think anything here is too strange. The only thing that will probably have a significant impact is the age restriction for signings, but it's only preferred, so I can still go around that if I need to. This team should be solid enough to send me straight up without having to do much, so I'm probably just going to aim for youth this year, but it depends on how mad the players are. And then this as well, but that's kind of part and parcel with this one. Alright, so here's the formation I'm going with for now, but it's definitely going to change just because I have these three are the main reasons, because they're all quite good, and they're all center backs, and I want to use them all, and they're the only people who apparently play well together in this team. So, gotta take advantage of that, but the problem is that they want to leave, so at least one of them must, I'd imagine. And this is obviously ridiculously aggressive. I may push him back. This fella here is pretty good, so in fact, he was the top performer last year, so to better use him, I might put him in the wing back. When needed, should be good defensively. That's kind of the backup plan, but, I mean, we've got the defensive mid, we've got the three center backs. I can't imagine this will be too weak defensively, and it doesn't need to be, because we should be the strongest team in the league. It should be good for just having a lot of players up, trying to do some skilled fast passing through the opponents. I'll think about this later, but yeah, just kind of speed things up, maybe press a little bit and just, try to put pressure on the weaker teams, make sure that we can get goals in every game so that if somebody shuts the door, we still got a chance. The other question mark I have is on this guy. It's either I have two strikers who do very different things, and I'm struggling to decide between them. I think this guy's the favorite though, and he can actually run, which is helpful. So he'll be my starter at least for now, and he doesn't want to leave, which is a shock. But you can see that this guy was preferred by the previous regime, because, I mean, he's just better in the air and tall. That's like the main... He's definitely more of a target man. The guy I've chosen is a advanced forward. It's between the two. We'll see which one turns out better. I'm leaning towards this guy originally, and, there's plenty of options. I'm liking this guy too, because he's pretty old now, but, he's a legend for this. He's played so many games for the team, and I think that's really neat. So I do want to give him some chances, even though he's getting a little bit on. Yeah, but, still pretty neat. Still like to take advantage of him. And so we'll see. Yes, the thing you love to see when you get the information at the start. Yeah, there's problems here. I don't really mind losing this guy, just because he's currently not in my formation necessarily. But losing all three center backs would be catastrophic. So we need to, because that's all of the... Yeah, there's basically the entire defense wants to leave, which is very bad. But at the same time, I mean, it's good that the rest of the team still wants to stay, even if the entire defense wants out. This guy I would love to have. This guy I'm going to put a lot of effort into keeping here, though, because he doesn't explicitly want to leave yet, and, I mean, he has so much potential. So, I feel like I need to, I need to try to keep a hold of this guy. He's only 21. He's still one of my best players at that age, and it would really suck to lose him, so I'm going to do all I can to keep a hold of him, but if he wants to go, he wants to go, and there's a long list of people who want him to join. And there's some big names up there. I've noticed PSG, but only on loan, which is a bit odd. Oh, actually, that's true. I don't think PSG's that good anymore. Oh, man. Paris. Yeah, they're kind of a... They're still a... they're still a Champions League level team, but they aren't what they used to be. They're kind of, they finished outside of Europe altogether the previous year, so maybe that's not so prestigious a name after all. Definitely Monaco and Brest are the two big ones nowadays. As you can see, they've been swapping titles for a couple of years, but Monaco's been the dominant force basically since 10 years in the future, which is a weird sentence. And then this, I'm interested in this because I've never done one of these before. So I've got the different topics that are going to be raised. Attending the meeting. Okay, so this is just, I think, the random advice that would come up in an inbox item is now an organized meeting where everybody throws their things at you one by one. You want me to hire him as a coach. Oh, okay. That's fine. Let's see. Oh, this is good. I don't feel like it used to give you so many of these. Although this bothers me because it's all for weak foot, which is really there could be a little more variety. Especially this guy, because he's actually not that bad on his weak foot. What's a defensive midfielder that's making him go from very weak to weak on his left foot? What's that going to do for him? He's just... does that make him better at tackling? I don't think so. I don't get this. I mean, I think it's neat, but it bothers me that they're all the exact same suggestion. Yeah, look toward the youth system. I agree with that, because we have a league in quality facilities, and we need to take advantage of that before they decline, and we aren't allowed to get them back. And I mean, again, because we have a strong enough team to go right back up, so the question isn't of making a team that gets us there. It's a question of using the money we have left and making sure that we can stick there in the future, rather than just try to dominate the league this year, because we should, no matter what. Even if we lose all our defense, we should still be able to manage. But again, like, this is just something that used to come in a little information in an email, and honestly, I mean, I already know these things, because I can look at the star ratings, and this is just telling you what the star ratings are saying. It's not that helpful, although actually I'm not sure this guy was really on my radar fully, so that's maybe handy. Yeah, I don't feel like these suggestions are ever that good. I feel like they're never the best ones you can have. You may as well, because it's so easy to scout staff, because every staff is so many of them are already available in the search, that it's not worth suggesting their scout's advice, because it takes 5 seconds to find the best staff in the world that'll join you. So this isn't worth it. Yep, nope, this is the same stuff. Please stop talking to me. Okay. And I've added a coaching assignment for Keita, and that's it. Well, that was a little bit useless. Yeah, I was just looking back at the Premier League's history. But yeah, this is what I was looking for, is Newcastle's become a dominant force in world football, which, I mean, is inevitable, isn't it? But what's interesting is it took them, almost 20 years to do it. You'd think that the money injection at the start would have long evened out by that point, but that's when they got good. And they have one of the best players in the world in this guy, I think. Yeah, he's pretty nuts. He is, look at that, 445 appearances, 281 goals. The new Alan Shearer, I guess. Yeah, he's nuts. You can see, it's not a coincidence that he joined for 100 million this year. 3 years later, they're winning the league, and they've been dominating ever since. Well, I wouldn't say dominating, but doing amazingly. I think they've been top 3 every year since then. I want to see if they've done anything in Europe, actually. They've won 2 Champions Leagues. Oh, of course. They've won 8 Premier Leagues. Half of them coming in the modern era. 3 Europas in the modern era. Yeah, just a decent haul. I mean, you know what you'd expect from a legitimately good team. They actually had a few years of struggle, you know. They had 3 straight years where they almost got relegated that year. And that was they had $200 million to spend, and they almost got relegated, which is embarrassing. But then, yeah, you can see they solidified it after that. Never went below 10th again, haven't looked back. And very neat to see, honestly. And I'm sure that's one that a lot of people are looking out for, how they do into the future. And I think they've had a very interesting journey in this world. But yeah, they're riding off the coattails of that guy quite a lot. Even, this is the thing, is he's 35 at this point. He's 35. And so what if I bought him? So what if I bought Joao Silva, one of the best players in history, put up a 7.54 in the Premier League at the age of 35? What if I just bought him? Okay, to be honest, I don't actually know how much money I have to spend. Not quite enough. We're nearly bankrupt. I haven't looked at the screen yet, and now I'm afraid. I bet that felt good. That does not. Oh, I really want this guy now, though. I know it would be like a horrifically bad financial decision, but I really want him. I think he won the, oh my god, look at this. That's nuts. Also, the League Revelation of the Year. That's a great name for a trophy. The Revelation of the Year. Yeah, he won it at the age of 33. That is impressive. Because he's so cheap, because he's so old. He's only probably, I mean, look at, he's so good. He could go to like 40, this guy. Even if his legs stop functioning, he just has so much else that I don't see how he doesn't play for another 5 years. There's this one guy that seems to be pretty good. This fella here. How many times did he win this? 7 times, eh? Okay, he was very obviously not a striker. Yeah, he looks like he's probably a winger or something. But those are some performances. It's kind of sad that, like, this guy's had his whole career and retired, and I didn't get to see a second of it. Oh, this guy seems to be motoring along pretty well. Yeah, he's nuts as well. He costs a little bit more. Just slightly more than João Silva does. So, were we thinking, like, on a free, perhaps? What do you think? What do you think, Leipzig? A free? Let's try it. They believe it's unacceptable. Well, it was worth a shot. That's too bad. Maybe he'll be unsettled now. Wants to leave top of the league Leipzig for second division Lille. We'll see. I think we have some pulling power. Oh, also quickly, I just want to introduce you to my favorite player ever. Mr. Obama. Yeah, I just love this. He may only have one finishing as a winger, but I'm surprised he isn't more lethal, to be honest. That's a great name, and I'm going to be preferring him over other players who are better simply because of his name, and there is nothing anybody can do to convince me otherwise. Look, he even got 2 greens in the last games, whatever that means. Actually, you know what? That's pretty cool. That's actually neat. Hang on, this was supposed to be a meme, but now I've learned something. Over the first summer, people are going to get mad and want to leave. But once we start winning, it's going to be sort of this boulder that keeps gaining momentum where it's going to be hard to be mad just because we're going to be so successful. Or at least we're either going to be super successful or I'm losing my job. So I'm hoping we're going to be super successful. And everybody will get happy. So basically everybody who survives the first summer will probably be willing to stick around. Alright. I didn't get fired after press conference number 1, and honestly that's the biggest win you can ask for in my book. Yeah, this is going to be a problem because these are the sort of teams that I'm afraid of, because this team isn't that good. They're a mid-tier team in Spain. The fact that a team like Elche is attractive to these players is a concern, because that just increases the pool of teams that could take the players away from me against my will. Because normally, like, if you're a decent sized team, you have like 5 teams in the world that are able to drag players away from you. But here, there's like 100. Why the hell does this guy have a 4.6 release fee? No. Like, I would bet you 100 of Lost Lille's bucks that this guy will not be here come the end of the season, which sucks because he is a good player. Look at that tackling, right? Like, he is a very good player. So, again, this is the sort of player that, you know, this is why I said this is not the final formation. Let's just say that. If we just say he doesn't want to leave, maybe it'll be true. Alright, here's where it all comes crumbling down. So he's leaving, for sure. There's nothing that can be done. Now the question is whether I can get them to pay more than the release fee. Yeah, here, okay. And then we see if they accept. Even though they're definitely paying more than they need to. Sweet. I can't believe that worked. Because they definitely paid more than they should have. At least he doesn't have a release clause, so I have some leverage here. I can't charge these guys too much, because I'd rather have the money and all of the angry players gone than not have the money and then lose them later for less, right? So all of the people who give me this bit of text right here, I need to sell. If they say, I'm extremely interested and I require convincing, it's not worth convincing them. because it'll just lower their value when they inevitably leave. So I just gotta get what I can. I'm grimacing because this like 200k could be the difference between the deal going through and not. Okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah, he came for 1.4, so we're making a profit, and we bought him this year, so that's not bad, especially because he played completely awfully. I'll take that. We click continue again, and we wait for the next wave of these guys to roll in, and this will be a very tiring offseason. Now, here's a pro tip for the young aspiring football managers out there, is there's no need to scout. Scouting is completely irrelevant in this game, and it's just there's no point in actually doing it, because all you need to do is you just need to wait for these 3 news items to roll in, and then they're just the people you buy. It's solved. It's so easy. Look at this. Okay, I know nothing about him. Surely he must be hyped for a reason, right? Let's go for it. Yeah, let's see. I'm kind of curious, actually. Yes, this guy's a right back, and I don't play with right backs. Don't pay any attention to that. Look, we need a center back who is 16 years old and not good enough for the first team. Let's go for it. Why not? Live a little. This is such a waste. Hey, but you know, that one guy on the news said that I should get those players, so yes, this fella, Mr. Lille, weird name. David Barbier. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He sounds like he knows more than me, to be honest, so let's take his word for it. The scenes when one of these players becomes the best in the world. Require convincing, but it's Fulham. Nobody actually wants to go to Fulham. Like, there are people who you could pay, and they would, like, you could pay people thousands of dollars and they would not go to Fulham. I don't understand what's happened here. Yeah, they might be in the Premier League, but that's not worth going to Fulham. You know how much nicer Lille is compared to Fulham? Like, he's making a mistake on every front by making this decision. And so that's what I'm going to say to him when I say persuade to stay. In the same division as us. I don't think my guy knows very much about geography, to be honest. Yeah, this Fulham are famously in the same division as Lille. Honestly, the buyback isn't a bad idea, because when we're rich and famous in like 3 years' time, we can just get everyone back. We can get the boys back together. How much of Fulham bid? Like $2? Yeah, like $2.50 maybe on a good day. Alright, 15's fair enough. Okay, I guess 15 it is. I feel like usually, like, it's just worth accepting whatever that first text that appears is, because you're not going to get it any better than that. See, look, he's decent. Wait, this guy's legit decent. I mean, he's at worst 3 stars. I'll take a 3-star player whenever I can get him right now. It says C-. I'm going to ignore it because I can't be bothered to actually scout him. And so I can't wait for that to age poorly. But, like, his demands are so low. Like, he wants to half his pay. There's these 3 here who I all like the look of. Honestly, those are going to be 3 great players in a variety of positions. I mean, that's basically the whole field covered, to be honest. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to have another scroll through. These suggestions are honestly amazing. There's some people I want to look at more. Lua. I wonder if he does much coding. The ones I wanted to commit more for were the ones that are free, because there's so little risk in going after them, because we have money. We have wage budget. Sort of. Now we have wage budget. A little bit. But it's, you know, it's all good. And on the wage front, so I'm just trying to get in cheap, free players. Hopefully get some stars. But there's no reason to spend 8 billion on a wonder kid at this point. So may as well try to grow some players that haven't made it on their bigger teams. I mean, look, these are some superstars of world football. You've got Milan, you've got Atalanta, and you've got Cambridge. 3 of the biggest clubs on the planet. Alright, we've got our first 2 signings, and I'm pretty excited. Now, some might say that it would be unwise to purchase someone who you know literally, like, nothing about. I know that he's fast, and that's good enough for me. Look how quickly he can run. It's worth it. It's worth it. 100%. This is so scuffed. Look, he's good in 3 positions. It even says 3.5 stars, and that's usually pretty accurate. So, I mean, look, he's been a star for Cambridge. He's been a star for Cambridge. How could he never be a star for us? Okay, he's actually hasn't played that well for Cambridge. This is about to be a mistake that I am going to finalize. This guy I'm actually excited for, though, because I know equally little about him, but the one thing I know is he can dribble and finish, and that's literally all I need in my life. So it's done. Oh, look at that. That's pretty good. Look, that's decent. Look. Am I just coping? I think I am again. He's not that good. Oh, look at that. He's honestly... Look, he's a fringe player. He's young. He can get better. Honestly, that isn't bad. Especially because some of these things like agility can get better. I honestly think that was a better signing than I thought it was going to be. And this guy's expensive too. He's like highly rated. So I'm happy with that. And then this one I was more hyped about. So yeah, look at that. Look at that finishing. Okay, his stats haven't fully come in yet. And he's still young. Look, he's brave, okay? I mean, honestly, not bad. Breakthrough prospect. How did I sign him as a breakthrough prospect at 23? That's all you can really ask for. Again, because the thing is I want players as good as the ones I have right now, in case the ones I have leave. And so if I can get a few with a little bit of extra... Okay, he has no potential. Never mind. But the other guy I'm happy about him, because he does still have some. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Good 2 signings, I think. Could have seen this coming. I'm totally shocked by this. Turns out that guy was a bit of a liar, honestly. Yeah, I'll pass. Yeah, thanks a lot, Mr. Lille, or whatever your name was. I can't believe I let myself get scammed. Can't trust anyone these days. I can't believe this trash kid is gonna try to tell me that he wants to leave, when very obviously they didn't want to pay, and I think this child just doesn't understand the realities of the situation and is now angry about that, and I'm offended, honestly, and I think I might just fire him on the spot, to be honest. How do I fire him? Decline. Oh, and Pope rejected the contract, which is... It's good. I mean, I don't even know what he is, because he's not a center back at all. Yeah, he's definitely much better AM, but I mean, look, just a decent depth option. This guy, he could be really good, and I mean, look at that value. Yet, here he is, coming on a free with any luck. That's not bad. That's pretty good, honestly. He's 22, and I mean, yeah, he's probably going to be the best midfielder we have, which is high praise for a player that we just got on a free in the 2nd division of France after having been in the 1st. I consider that a win. And it's also cover on AM as well, because it looks like we might lose this fella. Alright, it's time for the first game. It may only be a friendly, but good way to get a handle on the squad. I'm interested to see how it goes. I want to see the formation in action. I'm especially interested, of course, to what the center backs are doing, the wide ones. Let's see it. Yeah, I know how a match works. It shouldn't really even be much of a competition anyways, so... Oh, come on. Don't even know who he is, and I think he's 16, but whatever. 17, so... Oh, he's the guy that I hate now. Well, whatever. Now he gets to prove me wrong. They barely even got back from the vacation, already one's broken. That was a strange turnaround. Alright, I do like the dribbling though, it looks very smooth. Yeah, I definitely... Oh, come on, okay, hang on, alright. I do like that the second team for Lille is just little. Thévenin could be leaving shortly, so it's nice to see him play his 1 game for the club. Okay, come on, save the embarrassment. Oh... Come on, Roque. Thévenin. Oh my god. Oh, of course he's gonna score a goal like that. Do you really have to show off like that? He's the one player I don't want to do well, because he's just gonna leave. Did he have to do that to me? Oh my god, what a shot. That's so mean. Imagine doing that in your last day at a team. It's like, yeah, I'll just make sure they know what they're missing. And he's a defensive center back. Why has he done that? He shouldn't be doing that. They almost didn't win against the second team. That's foreboding. Ooh, this is fun. I haven't seen this before. In this they just give you a bunch of... Oh yeah, that's actually really neat. I like this. Because this one, I feel like I haven't seen a chart that's so accurately, like... Because even the XG isn't usually... It's not great for, like, momentum. Because you can just get random, really high XG shots and stuff that ruin everything. I mean, that's, like, as clear as day what's happening there. What's this? Oh, well, you don't need to insult me, okay? So how does the data get better if I guess probably more gets filled out here. Yeah, I guess you can see. I mean, this makes a lot of sense just because we had to play a weaker player in right mid after the injury. Oh yeah, like they're smaller if they did less. That's neat. You can definitely see that there was a lot of emphasis on the left side, which is interesting. And of course that was our strongest side this game, so it makes sense. Our opponents have been shooting very well. That's the basic analysis I come to this for. I guess if I improve that, then they give me our opponents have been shooting very well between the 1st minute and 89th minute or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I haven't done this one before, but I'll be able to figure it out. Where is it? I already don't know where it is. That's a bad sign. Yeah, look. Oh my god, my eyes. Goal output. We scored. Oh no, we didn't at all, actually. You can just search. Help. No results. There's no help for me. I don't know. Attacking efficiency, perhaps. Okay, we shouldn't look at that one. It'll be better this season. Well, goodbye Tavernier. You scored one amazing goal in the first preseason friendly and then left immediately, like literally like 12 hours later he's out the door and just gone. He just left that parting gift just so that we know we should regret it. I mean, if he's the only one, I mean, he was probably the best player on the team, but if he's the only one we lose out of all of this, and it's looking like that might be the case, that's not bad. Because, like, Roque and Mokdad are very good players. A lot of our very good players are sticking around, so that's the most important thing, because that's how we sustain success once we go back up. And yes, I'm saying that like it's guaranteed, because it should be guaranteed. If it's not, then that's the end of this. Alright, 2 more, and this guy has got a lot of cover, and he seems, yeah, he's pretty solid. Again, 22, room to grow. You'll have to see it, but he looks really solid. Slower than most fullbacks, but if I put him on central defense, wide center back, I mean, it seems like it would be a good position for him. But we'll have to see once he gets here and it's more solid. And yeah, he seems solid. He'll get better. He was just more of a youth signing. Yes, goals Uber Eats review. My food arrived quickly and the deliverer was very nice. 5 stars, would order McDonald's again. Signings of the season. Actually, yeah, no, I should be there. Why am I not here? Like, sure, none of the players should be, but I should be there. I'm sorry, I've just seen... Okay, I need to find that news article. Hang on, where is this? World Cup, Obama gets the job done. Being hosted by China. It's been an interesting... I mean, Ukraine is definitely the outlier, and South Africa getting 3rd? Austria is 3rd as well? Wow. Interesting. And, of course, the most important thing is Obama getting the job done. I'm happy for him. And this is probably the last one, at least for the kind of free transfer period before they all officially join. There's quite the list at this point. I mean, he's got potentially a lot of potential. So that's good too, but on his own, he's a decent player too. See, I'm confused because I didn't say anything to this guy, and it just happened here as well. I don't know what's happening because I haven't said a word to either of these guys, so I don't know why. I don't know why this is coming up now, but whatever. Reacted badly, but it says he's happy. What? This is the press conference. It's pleased. He's pleased. Nobody's reacted badly. So he reacted badly, but he was also pleased with it. I can't wrap my head around that one. And another one. Okay, well, this is all crumbling apart. Again, I haven't... You say approached to ask. He has not talked to me about anything, so I don't know what his problem is. But yeah, these are the players that I thought were going to leave. Basically, the entire back line were the ones I expected to go. These are three. Tevenam was another one, and I believe there's one more. Yeah, Roque, who is probably going as well. So those were the five that I expected to go. At least I've brought in another solid center back, and honestly, the depth is not bad. This Hjaltsen guy is pretty decent, and he was not making the team here. There was another guy out on loan. I think it was this Ruiz guy, who also seemed quite decent. So it's not the end of the world. Ruiz and there's still a lot of center backs at this club, even with the loss of three of them. I think there's a solid foundation here, even if there are weak spots. I think just investing in the youth. I mean, even the youth. And okay, come on, stop doing this. Nope. Just don't talk to me. Okay. Yeah, there's some solid potential players here. Look at that, right? This is a very, very solid youth setup. A really good youth setup. And so, I mean, this guy's 1.5 at 16. He could play competently on it. He could make a side in this division. And he's 16. And a lot of people have been coming for him. And so I've kind of been trying to stave him off. But I mean, we have so much youth that if my 15th best prospect leaves, it's not the end of the world, is it? I don't know what happened here, but literally two ads, they just leaked it here, and these three are already all ready to go, so fair enough. They all seem really solid, and I'm excited to see how they look once they get here. Again, the thing is, right, I just don't want to miss out on these players, right, because they, something like this guy, right, you don't know that much about him, but, with combining what you can see here, how highly he's recommended, and then also looking at something like this, especially reflexes I really like personally, just because it seems to be one that doesn't really improve. So if he has a solid base for that, I'm a fan. And as long as he isn't 5'10" or something, which I don't always remember to double check, but it's a problem. But yeah, I mean, right, all their contracts are expiring tomorrow, and these are some very, even if two of them don't pan out, I'm not having them on. There's not really any risk, right? I mean, this guy, there's a bit of risk because I have promised I'll play him a bit, but these two, there's no risk because they don't expect to play for a single game next year. And so anything that I give them is a positive. This off-season is just, it's time to do a bit of gambling, get some young players, and hope some of them become very good. And also hope that I don't violate. I haven't looked at the registration restrictions, and I really should. So 2 non-EU. I don't think I have any. That's it? Okay. I mean, that's easy. So I actually don't really have any concerns at all about non-EU, and if that's the only restriction, there's just so many EU-based players to choose from that it's not really a concern, especially at this level, right? If you're aiming for the top, then you've got to take every player that comes your way, but there's just so much selection. If you're looking for low top 5 league player quality, then it's not really a high bar to clear, and there's so many cheap options out there, so I'm trying to get every single one on my team. Oh, beautiful. I wasn't going to show too much of this, because it's, oh, wait, okay, fine, alright. Cool! Even though it is an offensive formation, honestly, okay, never mind, I'm going to stop talking now, alright. Simply because it's a unique world for this specific save. Come on. Every time. Oh no, I just realized this is the curse. That means Kojokaru is leaving and is the next player to leave. Because every time they score a banger from just outside the front of the box, that means they're the next player to go. It happened with Tevenan last game, and this time it happens with Kojokaru. And then 11, oh no. My eyes. This is a lot to take in. So all of these guys I don't think I signed this guy. I think he was already coming beforehand. Wait. Hang on, is he non-EU? Uh-oh. I didn't think about this. I didn't think about the Brits are non-EU these days. I think if I asked Tomeas 11 times to do this, he will get very mad at me, because from what I've seen, it seems like it works the first few times, depending on the player, but then if you ask them like 10 times, they just get really mad. So I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it's done it like this. My cli is x int in sp to bo and wo rico to st at the cl. Sounds good. So he's just told me he's desperate to join, and now they're asking for a million to join. So I'm thinking I'm just going to reject it. Like, I don't get what this guy's deal is. No. Let's see him try to come to me and complain about that one. Okay, that's offside. What the heck was that? I don't think that's something... Wait, that's in? That's nuts. I don't think that's something you can actually do in real life. What did I just... Okay, I need to play this guy. What on earth have I just witnessed? Alright, this is the big one. Roque is... He is gone. I mean, for good money, to be fair, but... There wasn't much that could be done. Solid center back and a lot of potential, but... It is what it is. I mean, that's good business over 2 seasons, to be honest, but... It is unfortunate, and now this guy's mad too, so I'm gonna have to talk with him. Oh, okay. Easy. So, of course, one of my strikers is Welsh, and so I've been waiting for the dude to come back for forever, because this World Cup's been dragging on, and they've made the finals. Wales is in the finals of the World Cup, and so that's impressive, but also very inconvenient. But now I'm kind of invested. I mean, when is this final? I kind of want to watch. Alright, this seems like a good place to end off episode 1. The World Cup final, and I think Beijing is where this is happening, and against between France and Wales, of all places. Seems reasonable. Oh, he steps outside. Langlois de Diakite. Oh, he's been taken down right at the edge of the box. And they're going to have a look at this one. Yeah, Diakite, was taken down, and it's a penalty 2 minutes in. And Diakite to take. Can he finish it? Yes, he can. A beautiful penalty. And France goes 1-0 up. France, obviously the expected winners here, but We'll see if Wales can pull back a come-from-behind upset here. Okay, Nallis has it. Steps past his man around. He's on the wing. Gets taken down. Surely that's not a penalty. He was lightly touched by Davies, and I think they might call it a penalty again. Surely not. Okay, yeah, it's outside the box. But he's on the left wing, clears it. Oh dear. And Ruiz gets a strange goal. I think the goalkeeper maybe had it covered there, but then it took a heavy deflection. Surely Ruiz is like a center back. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I think it maybe was going in either way, but definitely an unlucky deflection. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, Ruiz has it again. Steps around his man, whips it in, and Nallis finishes. And suddenly, the floodgates are opened, and I think that's it for this World Cup. It is a bit sad to see Wales go down like this, but it was really to be expected, wasn't it? Ruiz, in his last international tournament, plays through, or puts in a great cross for Nallis, who finishes it off, and that's all for this World Cup final. They put in a good effort, but they'll have to settle for a second place, Wales, as France get to lift this trophy. Not for the first time. I don't know how many, if they've done anything of note recently, but yeah, they won it one previous time. So this is their 4th World Cup victory, which has them second behind Brazil all time, I believe. Pretty decent. Also, England won in 2022. But yeah, there you have it. Joao Silva doing amazingly. I could buy Joao Silva. Is it worth it? Probably not. 147 goals for France. That is nuts. Is that? Surely he's not the world record, like, most goals for a country, right? I'm gonna have to look this up, but yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, I think Joao Silva is the all-time top goal scorer for any country in the world, so that's highly impressive. And with those stats, you can see how it happened. There's a few of these guys that I'm tempted to get, but we'll have to see. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time, as long as there is a next time. Not always guaranteed, but regardless, see you then.